Welcome, dear friends and new viewers. You're with Elise. Hi, this is your April Zodiac Wheel reading, and I'm just showing you here some of my collection for my esoteric and psychic work that I do, and I'm giving everything a good smudge and purifying the air. 2020 is proving to be a bit of a tough year, yeah? After our horrendous bushfires that people are still displaced and recovering from, now we as a world are retreating and distancing ourselves due to this once in 100 years pandemic. So reflection at this time is beneficial, and we can reflect on history with our ancestors, our grandparents, great-grandparents, and what they lived through and how they dealt with it, because past karma is very powerful at the moment. Past lives, there is powerful cosmic downloads that are being received here through April and beyond. So we're all following the rules, and it's giving many of us lots of time to study some of the things that we're interested in that maybe we haven't had time to do. As you can see, I've done lots of studying with my astrology over the years. These books are well used. I'll start putting them away to make room now for the reading. These are some of the cards that I do use. Crystal, this is a new deck that I'm still looking into, and it's beautiful, and I really love it. My animal medicine cards, and these are the animal medicines cards too. These are the divine direction cards that always have lovely little messages for us. And this month of readings, I'm going to actually use these beautiful angel guardian cards. They are new, so I will be using the book that comes with it to get some references out of it, but they are gorgeous messages, and they have wonderful affirmations with them, which I think will be very helpful for you all. So a little something extra for you all while you're self-isolating. And here's some oils too that I've been using just to help with the atmosphere in my home. There's eucalyptus oil and tea tree oil. I find them very, very helpful when dealing with coughs, colds, or some of you may be working on what's known as the front line. At the start of the year, our brave firefighters and emergency services were the front line. Now it's the police and healthcare workers and medical staff, and we are all so grateful for all of you for doing the work that you do. I'm a healthcare worker, and I go to work to look after senior citizens in their homes who are vulnerable. I've been a healthcare worker for over 10 years now. But my shifts have been reduced due to the situation that we're dealing with, because some of the elderly clients that we have can't go out and do their socialising and shopping and things like that. So they're cancelling some of their shifts, which reduces my roster hours. So I've included for each of you in the Zodiac Wheel the position of the supermoon for each sign. and the area of your life that it's illuminating, to show you the way forward, and to show us the way forward. And I just want you all to know that I am sending out all of my love to this tribe around the world. Those of you watching from New Zealand, those in Australia, hello the UK, in USA, stay safe, stay indoors, India, Africa, the Philippines, Asia, Canada. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for supporting my channel and for sharing my videos with your friends, for liking, sharing your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. We may be isolated now, but we can still stay connected. And you are all very powerful energies. So use your energies. Those of you that are earth angels, light workers, indigo, crystal healers, you can now assist in the global mission and indeed in your own global personal mission, even if you do feel you're not qualified or you're not prepared. You can still help. Hello Gemini, welcome to your April zodiac wheel forecast. And I hope this finds you well and safe. Just focusing into the Gemini frequencies here for you, Gemini, for April 2020. At least time is flying, so we will all be through this period of distancing and isolation relatively quickly, even though it probably feel like a bit of a drag at the moment. But we're all being of service to humanity by keeping ourselves distanced physically from others, but still staying connected. Okay, thank you. Starting off with the King of Wands there. Loyalty and coming from a place of pure intent. Lovely energies to start with there for you, Gemini. With that King of Wands. Meeting life with curiosity and correct communications. So be careful of your words. Now, it's also a situation here for Geminis too, of joining others for a common cause. And your quest is to overcome inner pride and to tolerate your own failures without feeling that you're a failure, because the King of Wands isn't an energy of failure. It's an energy of well, it's a success energy, really, being a wand, and you are being called to action. Now, for a lot of us, the action is to literally sit at home and view the world from our window. Your pets are also included in this, with the symbol there of the dog. And ironically enough, this is the symbol to me of the South Node. And that is actually in, the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn, the nodes of the moon. And that's just what I felt there with that card. And the nodes of the moon have us learning our lessons, the lesson of humility, and to express our emotions honestly but not brutally, and to nurture others with our wisdom. Okay? Now, in the area of your values and how you earn your resources, you have the Ten of Cups, the completion card. So there is a lot of happiness being shown here, and love of family being shown to me here with that too, and building your self-esteem and nurturing. If you're stressed, you will want to be in the comfort of your own home. Because there may be restrictions that keep you there also. So you're doing a good job there, Gemini. But I do feel you will be able to provide regardless. In spite of it all, you're going to be able to provide. The Ten of Cups is one of completion of your ability to nurture others, being there in that position. And then in the communication area, short distance travel, neighbourhood, siblings, and how you communicate, you've got the Sun. So that's a very joyous card to have in that position. So you are going to be able to stay connected. Like most of us, it will probably be through technology, but that's all right. It'd be worse if we were still back in the 70s where we didn't have that kind of technology to be able to stay connected. So, you know, it's also counting our blessings and remembering that we are actually very fortunate not to be having to completely be cut off from each other. That's the message I'm getting there with that Sun in that area. It's also letting you know with that major arcana there that you are in a position to develop your higher mind and practicing clarity of thought. So contemplation, meditation will help with that practice of clarity of higher thought. Now in the base of the matter, in the 4th house area, you have the Magician. Now the Magician is letting you know that you can bring things together successfully in your home and for your family. It's a beautiful card to have there. It's also a card of health and being able to take care of your own health and your family's well-being, and providing your family with a firm foundation for life. A renewed sense of family values and your relationship with your family. So any of your loved ones that are sharing your home could actually attract your dedication and loyalty. In partnership with your husband or wife, you will be considering them as your equal. So you'll be working as a team. Right? So I do like the energies that are being presented there for you in your 4th house. And in your 5th house, where you find your joy, you have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the holder of sacred knowledge, a wealth of wisdom. So you possibly could find yourself really delving into the more metaphysical understanding of life. Now, the supermoon for you, which is the full moon in Libra on the 8th of April, 7th, 8th, depending on where you are on the planet, is here in that 5th house. So there is an emphasis here on that creative side of yourself, and that letting you know that being creative is the best way for you to look after yourself, and your need for recreation. So you could be in a situation where you're able to spend more time focusing on the children in your life, which could bring you a great source of comfort. You're wanting to have a harmonious and peaceful experience that will bring you joy, and you are going to be seeking peace if you're under stress. But there is a message of fair play here, and the arts and music are really emphasised also with this supermoon in your 5th house, Gemini. The Queen of Pentacles influencing the area of your health, your well-being, your daily jobs and rituals. You may find the health fanatic coming out in you. And there's a bit of restriction on that adventurous side of yourself with your working life and your sense of well-being on the outer platform. So the Queen of Pentacles is wanting you to come in, go within, and find that sense of adventure and that independent need in you that is wanting you to explore alternatives, ways of looking after your health and your well-being. If you look after yourself first, then there will be more than enough to look after others. So I'll now ask from my new deck of angel guidance cards, what is Gemini's angel message for this month? What is the message from the angels for Gemini for this month? Oh, oops. Now that one came out first, and it wants the most attention because it dropped on the floor. So I will go with that card. So what is it? You have the angel of happiness. Lovely. So through this testing time, you will find your inner happiness. Now, I'll just have a look up because I'm still learning these cards. So I'll look it up for you. And your message is, you are happy, loving, abundant, spiritual being who has the ability to share your happiness with others. So you can really uplift others through this time with your sense of humour and your zest for life. And your affirmation, Gemini, is, I am happy and at peace with myself. I allow my angels of happiness to accompany me along my journey so that we can share smiles and happiness with others. So that is your affirmation from the angels. Okay, so now I also feel with this Queen of Pentacles here in your work area that you are being supported financially. There is some financial support coming there. It's like the chest is being opened to you. Okay? So that could actually be a sign of some subsidies being put in place by governments, if you're fortunate enough to be living in a country that can do that. And let's hope that you all are, and those in more difficult countries, I hope that your governments assist you as well. Now, it's also opening up new opportunities in changing your job and your career. Alright? So we will get through this period and there will be some new opportunities presenting to us because of it. The Knight of Wands is one of movement, and that is in your partnerships area, relationships. Now, the Knight of Wands is that willing to fight for what you want. Okay, so you may feel that you have to sort of go into battle in relation to partnerships at some level. Alright, which again comes from learning to express your emotions honestly and nurturing others with that wealth of wisdom that you have. Because in this spread you've got 4 major arcanas, so it is showing you that the universe has got your back. In the 8th house we've got the Knight of Pentacles, so there's two knights next to each other, so again that's letting me know that you do have to fight at some level, but it's not necessarily a physical fight as it is the will to carry on, and you know you'll fight to the end for your rights and your purpose in this life, and I feel that you will be going within with that Magician and the High Priestess there. You will be going within to really discover within yourself, Gemini, what is your purpose, what is your life purpose. You know, where can you be of service to others, and in effect be coming from a place of higher service for oneself. So again, this is letting you know that financially there is some backup, there is some help on the way. You can negotiate and consolidate with your financial situation in any joint financial measures. Because here through April in 2020, with the transit of Saturn, and Saturn entering Aquarius in particular, moving out of Capricorn where it was a real drag, and you know, that real heavy energy that you get from Saturn being on your tail and everything is a drudgery. There is changes that are possible financially. There's a shift happening, and it's a shift in the world finances as well as our own. And there's a bit of a relief from the burdens that felt insurmountable. Okay? But that Saturn energy is also getting us used to this distancing idea, and it could even be working from home for some of you. all right? Because this is a very important time of our life. And we're viewing life now with more mature eyes. Some of us could find that the past is coming under scrutiny, and you're being forced, whether you like it or not, to face life with a new maturity. The frequencies that Saturn are working from are making a mark in the process of being or getting us used to, rather, that separation and getting a break or remoulding or discarding anything that is no longer supporting our life purpose. So that will bring in new responsibilities as we move into a new cycle with this Saturn in Aquarius. Even though it's a temporary stay in Aquarius until around June, and then it'll go back into Capricorn. But by the end of the year, it will be moving into Aquarius and staying there. So the type of responsibilities that this Saturn in Aquarius energy brings is, for you Geminis, being emphasized in joint ventures and other people's money, dealing with banks, governments, taxes, that kind of thing. So let me know in the comments what your experience is with that. But Saturn isn't only in there alone. We've still got Jupiter and Mars and Pluto all affecting this area for Geminis. The Jupiter influence is showing the heralding of a new cycle in life. It's showing the end of a cycle of beliefs so that you can learn more about your spiritual and philosophical beliefs, and ultimately will give you a new level of understanding. Now, with Jupiter transiting through this 8th house, you could find yourself meeting new teachers, new groups, and starting new activities. It is a beneficial placement for you. So Jupiter's helping things along, even though Jupiter does expand things too. And but we've also got the Jupiter conjunct Pluto there in that 8th house. Now that's the millionaire conjunction, and it's wonderful for giving you that push forward in the direction of your goals, and that feeling that you can move mountains and really achieve your objectives and your aims. So I really like the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, actually. And so these energies can help you achieve great change and growth and discover things about yourself that you never really knew before, because a lot of us are being given the time to discover that. And it really will be something that we'll always remember. Probably be a time that we tell our grandchildren about. Alright? Now Saturn and Mars are conjunct also. Okay, so that gives a dual effect. Now for some of you, you can feel that you're beating your head against a brick wall, but it is also a great energy for that drive that pushes you forward and gives you that great determination. And you can use that Mars energy to push forward with your ambitions. Careful not to overdo it, but you can overcome a lot of obstacles now. Excuse me. Okay. Now, ninth house. Three of Swords. So there is some sadness around travel. There's a sadness to do with other cultures, people that are overseas, foreign lands, and I feel that we're all a little bit sad about that because you know, we had got to a point in our world where international travel was really booming and you know, probably being the people in history that did the most travelling has probably been this modern era being able to do that. But some people unfortunately found themselves a bit stuck. And I do hope those that are on cruise ships and unable to get back to their homelands are keeping safe, and it is a good time to send them out blessings and hope that they recover quickly without any complications if any of them have gotten ill with this virus. So it's just showing that there is a bit of a broken heart, but weathering the storm with that Three of Swords there. Now, Neptune being in that ninth house area, excuse me, it brings the desire to find that harmonious, peaceful side of life and feeling at one with the world. So if you can relax and enjoy beauty and nature in spite of it all and find that inner inspiration for the arts and to pursue that spiritual side of yourself that enhances, or philosophical side of yourself that it enhances that emotional outlook, is a remedy for sadness and heartache. You do feel the compassion and understanding, and it's just a need to change that frequency on your radar. So really tuning in, because the Neptune energy is one of being at one with God and trusting that the universe has your back. So there is that urge there for you, Gemini, to really discover within yourself the higher meaning and the higher purpose through any sort of metaphysical realizations. Okay? But, you know, it's understandable that you're unsettled with that Three of Swords. And there may be too many choices. And you may be forced to consider your options. So there's a lot of energy there for you to use and work on. And when you're considering your options, it's saying, you know, to quieten your mind. You can't make a clear decision or accept the decision that's being forced on you if you cannot quieten your mind. Everything will still be there when we get back, or when you get back. It'll all still be there. It's only a temporary situation. Okay, so now in your career area and the zenith of the wheel, you have the Two of Wands. Now, the Wands energy is one of growth. So out of this comes growth. Growth in your choices in career, growth in how you view the outer world, and growth in those little projects that you've been putting off that you're now starting to really get involved with. There may be some confusion in your professional life, and that is bringing a shake-up, but you may have been holding on too tightly to certain ambitions for your career. And now it seems that that was all pointless. But it's not. It's not that it was pointless. It's just that that allure that it held isn't really quite there for you anymore. And you're a bit tempted to give up. Alright? But don't despair. You can just focus on the small projects. Revert back to the simple aspects of life. And that way you'll be able to reassess your goals. And you'll be able to come from a place of understanding your higher purpose rather than your personal ambitions. Alright? And here we have the wish being fulfilled with the Nine of Cups in the area of your social groups, friendships, and hopes and wishes. So there is a reunion there with loved ones or dear ones. Okay? So there will be a coming back together. And really focusing on the affirmations side of things so that when your mind's wandering and worrying, you can bring yourself back into this place of calm. Breathing with the rhythm of your heartbeat is often a good way to bring about that calm, and listening to your breath and listening to your heartbeat. Now here in the 12th house you have the Hangman being in limbo. This has come out a few times through the readings this month. In a sense we are all in limbo, but we're in limbo from our physical world of being able to be out in it in the way that we know how to be. So we are given a very special opportunity here because the Hangman is a very much a card of enlightenment. So there is enlightenment coming from this situation. And I do feel that the sacrifices that need to be made will be made with that being shown to me there. So you're really doing well in that area. Any spiritual or philosophical enlightening that you do receive through this time, you are going to be wanting to share your findings with others. And you're also going to be able to delve into that side of life. So the sacrifices that you make now will be worth it, Gemini. They will be worth it. And this is passing. I do feel that by the time we get through April, we will have the sun shining and good news on the way. Alright, so we've just got a little bit further to go, but April is the pinnacle of the whole situation. But then after April, it looks to me that things will be slowly getting moving again. It's going to take a while to get the clogs all turning, but they will be turning come May. Okay? And then, you know, we will be able to go back out into the world and discover it all over again, and maybe I feel that there will be a lot more appreciation for things that we just took for granted before. And it's certainly been a very healing time for our planet, for the Earth itself, with all the pollution being dropped. So that's one good aspect that's really been shining through with all these difficulties. So now I'll ask for confirmation for Gemini for April. What message of confirmation for this reading do you have for Geminis, please? Thank you. Oh, polar bear with the beautiful Aurora Borealis up there. Unity. Well, we are all one, aren't we? And we're all in this together, as they've been letting us know, and we sure are. And I really admire the way humanity is sticking by each other through it all too. It's this earth really does have a lot of beautiful people on it. So polar bear message for you is: embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, find a new teacher, or spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. We are on a sacred path. This period in history will be remembered for a very, very, very long time. So even though it's not unprecedented, we have had a pandemic that usually happens every 100 years if you look at history. So we're just the generations alive at the moment experiencing this, and a lot can be learn out of it, and humanity can rise out of it with a newfound sense of understanding and what freedom actually is. So thank you so much, Gemini, for joining me. Many blessings to you all, and please do leave in the comments your experience, what you've been experiencing through this, what metaphysical understandings have you been experiencing, insights, your creative ventures, how are they going, and let me know. Much love to you all, and many blessings. Until next time, namaste.